Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the women's final of the Madrid Sevens. Australia taking on France. Both of these sides winning by 2 points in their semi-finals. These sides have also already met throughout the competition, and it was the win for the Australians. Other than France, they have been very dominant throughout their group stage, of course, for the French. Other than that game up against the Aussies, in the starting lineup for Australia will be Madison Levi, Faith Nathan, Shariah Parkey, Tegan Levi, Charlotte Caslick, Isabella Nassar, and Tia Hines. Then for the French, it is Okemba, Dezo, Siofani, Lunol, also Carla Neeson, Chloe Jacquet, and Valentine Lothoz. But the Australians, they'll be kicking off this one from right to left, and we are now underway, ladies and gentlemen, for the final championship final of the comp. Oh my, that's a shocking kick. And that's gone -1 metre for the Australians. Tia Hines really getting that one wrong. And now Australia have given the early chance to France on the halfway line. Now going off to Siofani. It's great to see her back, of course. It was quite a long injury stint for Siofani, but she's been back for some of this season. Over the ball for Caslick, and she does manage to win the penalty. Well done to France, men's and women's, in the finals in Madrid. Let's go the Aussies. So here's a Blues name, and Australia now in possession. So Parkey down 45 metres out from the French line. Australia having a hard-fought victory over New Zealand in the semi-final, in which they did score 3 minutes past the full-time siren to be able to win this contest. Charlotte Caslick looking both ways to decide which player she's going to aim for. Looked like Madison Levi was very close to the touchline. In fact, she was just out. So now France, they want to take it quickly. That's a big shot coming in, and there's a bit of push and shove there as well. I think that was Dezo and Tegan Levi. To be fair, France tried to take it quickly, didn't they? So there was always going to be a shot coming in. I can't see the game. Which one on each team are the yummies, Hamish? Says Robert. I thought we were going to have a punch up there for half a second between Tegan Levi and Dezu. That would have been very entertaining. Oh, that's not straight from the French. Oh, and a little bit of an extra push there as well. I think that these two sides don't like each other. I'm just starting to get that little bit of a feeling. France have had one win over the Australians this season. That was in Vancouver. Other than that, though, not too many chances coming for this French side to be able to beat the Australians. There's plenty of feeling out there in this contest, which is fantastic to see. Caslick about to feed this ball, and they have got themselves a free kick there for the Australians. They didn't even have to use that scrum now. Caslick goes away to Tegan Levi. She's going to be tackled by Siofani. Caslick looking for another gap here. Great low tackle made by Siofani, who might have hurt her face in the process. Looks like she has stayed down with some sort of face injury here, Siofani. So there's going to be the opportunity for the Australians to run straight through. Looks like Faith Nathan, they will not catch her. Judging from the national anthem, says a bystander, Faith Nathan will score the try for the Australians. Of course, playing almost up against a 6-woman side in the French there due to that injury we saw of Siofani. Yeah, great step from Nathan. I'd like to see what actually happened to Siofani here. It was in the process of making the tackle on Tegan Levi. She may have either caught an elbow or a knee on the way down. She was actually watching the big screen there, Faith Nathan. Haven't seen too many players doing that before, watching on the big screen to see whether or not anyone's going to catch them and help them determine how quickly they have to try and run. That one has gone over. That's going to make the score 7-0 in favour of the Australians. Now, Siofani has actually made her way from the field here for the French. That is definitely a big hit in the early stages of this contest. She does not look too flash at the moment. I believe it was that head knock. She has had some great tries scored throughout the competition as well. And Australia, mate. So here's a bystander. That's going to be well taken by the French. are about 30 metres out from their line. And that French woman in the thumbnail looks okay. Good pick, Hamish. Says Naz Williams. That's going to be nicely kicked in behind by France. Kaslik waiting for the ball to bounce up. I can't actually remember who it is in the thumbnail. I think it's... Is it Pell? No, it might not be Chloe Pell. Might be someone else. That is a great counter right there from the French. Oh, Kimber wanted it, but she wasn't able to get it. Now the ball has gone loose. Australia have taken that one back into their in-goal area. It's been a little bit scrappy early on here, but France have got themselves a scrum 5 metres out from the Australian line. Is that Madison Levi? Says Robert. In the thumbnail, I assume you're talking, it is Charlotte Kaslik for the Australians. It might actually be Chloe Jacquet. In the thumbnail, I can't actually remember who the female player is that I've got for France. Now scrum for the French here. Wonder if any of the Australian front row speak French, because I think they are communicating in French. The front row with a half back. That ball is out. Tia Hines trying to stop this one from moving anywhere else. Now around the side of the breakdown. Getting the offload up. They are all over them at the moment, the Australians. Someone's boot's gone flying. Not too sure whose that is. Now going to the short side. This is a great chance for the French and an offload up. And they'll score the try. And France have got themselves the try. And it's going to be Yengo who scored it. I believe she actually came on the field for Siofani. And thank you, okay. Says Robert there. Hang on. What we got? We got a stoppage here. It sounds like someone was in the way of the kicker. France have the opportunity to now level this game. They had a tough game up against Canada in their semi-finals, but just like Australia, they were able to win it by just the 2 points. Kicking will be absolutely crucial throughout this final. Currently 1 minute 15 remaining on the clock. Where we try, says Naz Williams. The sun is almost set. And at Madrid, I don't think the sun will be completely gone for the men's game, but it will be very close to it by the time that France and Argentina make their way onto the field. And taking that one straight into the sun was Shariah Parquet. Penalty goes the way of France. I think that was against Madison Levi, leaving her foot. Yeah, the women don't pull, no punches, says Robert. Although, to be fair, the men aren't allowed to do the punching either in the sevens anymore. Definitely not, because, like, at the end of the day, a lot of these, like, sides do, like, know each other quite well. So it'd be almost strange to have a punch-up. Although it seems like there's a little bit of a rivalry here between the French and Australia. Definitely when it came to that first kind of line-out situation, there was a bit of push and shove. Now scrum for France again. And that is a big push from the Australian scrum. Although that is 2 big pushes at scrum time, but they haven't been able to actually end up with the ball. So, with a good clean out in the breakdown. Another try scorer for France. That one, they've said that it's gone backwards. No, now they've called it as forward. What happened to New Zealand this series? So they got 3rd in the women's and 4th in the bronze. So unfortunately, just losing for the men's case, they lost to Argentina, who played a very good game of rugby in that one. And Isgro was just everywhere. And he is going to be through to the final, taking on the French. In terms of the women, like, they have done, pretty well. Overall, they just unfortunately lost that game to Australia by 2 points. They conceded a try 3 minutes after the full-time siren, slightly switched off, and ended up costing them in that game. And for New Zealand, now that I think about it, they actually conceded that try in the first half when they decided not to kick the ball out, I should say. Just looking at the high today, here where I am, is 13. And currently it is sitting 3 degrees, ladies and gentlemen. She's a bit chilly. Of course, a lot warmer in Spain. They lost to Canada, though, right? That is true, yes. Wait, who did? No, New Zealand beat Canada. So that's why they got the bronze. New Zealand lost to Fiji in their semi-final or kind of bronze medal final. But yes, actually no, New Zealand, the women might have lost to them in the group stage, the Canadians, but then they beat them in the important game, which was the bronze one. Oh, they're showing me that burger. They've shown me that burger about 15 times throughout the day, ladies and gentlemen. It's a new one from McDonald's, and they just tease you. Australia kept a bit unfair. Shorts are too short wedgies, says bystander. I mean, we mentioned about it in the scrum between New Zealand and Australia. One of the players got an ultimate wedgie, almost shorts went over the head. You know, one of those old school ones from like any movie involving a high school bully ever. It's going to be slapped back by Australia. I've just mentioned there that France have never won a series, and they are doing very well at the moment in this contest, being 7-all. Penalty does go the way of the Australians. Quick tap is going to be taken. Now Tegan Levi, pass on the outside. We haven't really seen Madison Levi have a run of the ball as of yet, but I believe they will be trying to get it out to her wing this time. She is tying at the moment in terms of the second best man or woman in the overall try scoring throughout a season, I believe it is. Now Keslick getting driven backwards, and France are going to win the penalty for Tegan Levi, leaving her feet. Taking it quickly was Jacquet. Now Dezo trying to fend off Tia Hines. I think Levi was just asking the referee. She's done the same thing I did, and I got penalised. Ref gives it no second thought. And that is great body position from Nasser, and she will win the penalty this time. So back and forth in the breakdown at the moment. Australia did manage to take that one quickly. Charlotte Keslick thought about the offload. Now France almost managed to get themselves the turnover, but just lost that ball out of their hands in the final moments. There were complaints about Aussie girls wearing tight shorts up their backside low. Were there? Did someone I have no idea who would have complained. Was it like an Australian or someone who they bet? That is a great run from Maddie Levi. She hasn't touched the ball much throughout this final, but now that she has, she's got herself the try, and this will give Australia the lead. Well, they are inside of the second half. She puts it down. Australia now leading this game 14 points to 7 with that kick about to go over. That is her 11th try in Madrid. She just scores them for fun, doesn't she? They just say that Australia have scored 19 tries throughout this competition, and Maddie Levi has 11 of them. Those are insane numbers. I think Tegan Levi may have a couple for herself too, so the Levis are just doing everything out there on the field, but that one has gone over. The Vatican City Sevens team complained. Says Razor Robinson. 4:20 remaining on the clock. Anyone who is new to the channel, of course, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are back for the men's final, which is just around the corner. Series try, she has well and truly run away from Michaela Blythe now. 67. I believe she is now ahead of Sanat Lyle. Great take from the Australian. Soraya Parkey getting in there. They wanted the turnover in the breakdown. France, nobody is forcing them to wear them. Says Vlesh in there. Now Nessa. Once more. On the halfway line, Keslick, wide cut out pass, has gone backwards enough for Faith Nathan to now run down the wing. I think if France want any chance of being able to win this game, they certainly need a few more bits of possession. Too much skin damage, quite cheeky to be honest. Says Blues Nate, I will date a Sevens player if she would be willing to accept me. Says bystander Faith Nathan. Oh, she's been dragged down 5 meters out. Not able to get the turnover though, France. That has been a trend that has happened throughout this half so far. Every time they are close to getting that ball back, Australia get that clean out. They keep it in their hands. Tarita with the fend. Hines on the outside. Maddie Levi has called for it. She has Nassau with her, and Levi gets another try. Is able to run it in pretty easily. She's also got that size advantage over 90% of the Sheilas, or the females. Sorry, I used the Australian slang there with Sheilas. That's what the Aussies normally say. What else do Australians say for a nickname for a female? Probably just girl, in fact. But, yeah, she's got the big advantage over majority of the ones who are in front. She'll bench press you for breakfast. Says Razor. And also Morning Hammy, come on Aussie. Says Bottomy, welcome in, mate. Betty. I mean, if Betty's her name, they'll call her Betty, I assume. That kick. Chook. That is another one, isn't it? Right, we've got it there. All-time tries in a season. She has got 68 now. 2,000. And Sheila, says sports fan there. Just mentioned that. She's on there twice for Madison Levi. They are showing a zoom in of said Australian shorts. I guess they're dynamic. They're not wasting any material, are they? Like some aerodynamic flying forward at a 150% pace. Just like we're going to see here again. Oh, that was close to the touchline, but they managed to keep it in. Yingo now. To run sideways. Noel Vier. And now with only 100 seconds left. I'm refraining from so many comments. I'll be a gent, lads. Says bystander, 100% in all respect. Says Fleshin, is Prime Maddie Levi better, worse, or equal to Prime Portia Woodman? It's very hard to say. Of course, slightly different eras for when they were playing in different opposition. But, you know, she's got to be up there. She's definitely got huge potential. Prediction for the men's final. I think that, to be honest, I think France might be able to take it. It will depend on how Isgro goes, though, because he did extremely well up against New Zealand. If he can back that up, you know, they might go all right, but Dupont is the X factor for the French. The last time he was playing for them, they won their first title in a very long time, about 19 years, I think it was. And now he's got them through to another final. Now 50 seconds left here for France. There's Zhu trying to break through the gap. Gets up, tries to go again, and she's given away the penalty now. For Australia, they've taken it quickly. I was about to say they'll use up a little bit more time here if they can, Australia. But Maddie Levi instead is going to run it in. And that will seal the deal for the Aussie ladies. And Koala going to take it out. Is Dupont starting in the sevens yet? Or still impact player? He is starting majority of the matches for the French. Looks like the Aussies would win the World Series 144 to 142. Damn those Aussies, says David. Maddie Levi, another try for her. Eventually, she's got to get bored of scoring them, doesn't she? It's like Tegan Levi was grabbing the coach by the collar and shaking him when Levi got that last try. 6 seconds remaining here, though. The kick has gone over, so that's going to make this scoreline pretty comfortable. At the moment in favour of the Australians. All-time tries for Australia. She is sitting in second now, ahead of Green, Cherry, and Tonigato. Dupont's neck is on permanent vacation. Says a bystander. Now, Dominique Dutoy. Getting this one off. France will want one more try here. Australia, they might look to just put this ball into touch. There is an advantage for a high tackle. That's a hiding, says Naz Williams. Yeah, certainly not as close as we had hoped. Like, at the end of the day, we wanted to see a really close final. We might get that with Argentina versus France. That is now the knock-on from the French. And that'll be the end of the contest. The Australians have won the gold. And they are celebrating this one big time. Pretty one-sided affair, 26 points to 7. They continue their impressive record up against the French, who have still yet to get themselves a win in a final. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. Next live stream that we are starting is in about 15 minutes' time, and that'll be the contest taking place between France and Argentina. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for being here. We will see you all for the next one.